A few years ago, Matthew Construction wanted to build a new asphalt plant just north of La Crosse in Bryce Prairie. Any of you here connected with Matthew in any way or done any business with Matthew? Do you remember this conflict? It was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And it really divided the community. In the La Crosse Tribune, there were letters to the editor every day in the paper for over a year. And there were 2 Sundays where they devoted a whole page just to letters on that topic. I don't recall anything that's been so divisive in our community in the 12 years that I've lived there. And, well, I just started, I mean, I'm an ethics teacher. I'm interested in how do people actually talk about these disagreements. I cut them out. I cut them out and I categorize them. Just about everybody opposed this new asphalt plant being located in Bryce Prairie, just across the street from lakeside homes on Lake Onalaska. Just about everybody opposed to it were opposed because they had some interest. They lived along there. Well, if you live along there, you don't want an asphalt plant located across the street from your house overlooking the lake, right? That's natural. But you convince anybody to oppose this by saying, oppose this because I don't want it in my backyard. That doesn't work. So you think of some other argument. So they came up with all kinds of things, like the threat of runoff, pollution into the lake, air pollution, increased truck traffic on the roads, and we have lots of kids that are riding their bikes and they could have accidents. You came up with all kinds. Now what kind of thinking is this? Consequences. And almost all the letters to the editor that were opposed to the plant going into that property in Bryce Prairie were opposed to it because of the consequences. Now the people that were in favor of the plant, some employees, friends or family members of employees of Matthew or people that did business with Matthew Construction, they of course want the plant to go up because they want to keep the jobs there. They want to make sure that business stays local. But they don't just say that, they say other things like look, this property was zoned for industrial use. You can't change the rules in the middle of the game. If the property owners around there wanted that to be zoned for residential use only, they had 30 years to change the law. What kind of argument is this? It's truth. It is, they're pointing to it. That's how it was zoned. But the fairness is you can't change the rules in the middle of the game. You wouldn't want people changing rules affecting you in the case, right? This is a matter of fairness. This is the procedure. This is the process that we agree to. Okay? The other kind of argument that was given often is Matthew's a great employer. They're a philanthropic company. It's the kind of people that we want in our community. What kind of argument is that? Character. Right? So you have character and fairness, and you have consequences. And as the year went on, you had 2 groups of people that got more and more upset with each other. Because both were using ethical reasoning. Right? It wasn't that one side was being rational and the other side was being irrational. And it wasn't that one side was completely self-interested and the other was not. They were both self-interested because we both always have an interest in these things. That's why we participate in the discussion, right? But they're upset because neither side was addressing the concerns of in the same way. And when that happens, you can't help but feeling the person you're talking to, if they're not responding to the same kind of thinking that you are, you can't help but thinking they're too dumb to understand what I'm saying or they just don't care. And if the person you're talking to either doesn't care or is really stupid, what do? You can either ignore them or you can yell at them. But there's not much point talking to them anymore. Right?